Hello and welcome to Indian East TV. Today we'll be interviewing Sasi the Don, who is a very famous Malaysian reggae star. His new album Second Wave has been released, and the first track is Humpty Dumpty. It has a little bit of COVID relation to it, so we're just gonna speak to Sasi and get to know more about this particular track and some personal questions to him. Welcome to the interaction, Sasi. How are you
Thank
doing
you so
today?
much for having me. I'm good. I'm good.
Tell us a bit more about this genre that is reggae, and we have seen that you have given it a bit of Indian twist to it. You have created your
Yeah.
unique personality in the genre, and you have created your own identity in that. Tell us a bit about why you selected.
Because I think it all started from a very young age, and my biggest influence to this genre started at the age of 12, and 20 years as an artist and 10 years listening. I'm 40. I turned 42 this year, and I still feel that I have a lot to give because from the time I started when I discovered reggae music, it was a time when Apache Indians started, and then you have like Swedish superstar Dr. Alban, and then you had Shaggy. Everyone was at their stage. So I was a youth at the time, and I was influenced to all these different artists from around the world. But one thing common among all of them was it was the genre reggae. Everybody had their own identity. So when you listen to Apache Indian, he had a very strong Indian, North Indian influence, like the whole Bhangra muffin, and he had that whole mix to all his music that he did. And then when you see Dr. Alban, he had this whole African twist to his reggae, Euro dance music, and then you had Shaggy, who was totally Jamaican. And then as I was following through my age, growing to an adult, I realized that this genre is all over the world, and when I picked up listening to reggae, I never knew I was going to become a singer. So when I was in university and I was doing my second year in engineering, I remember I somehow got into it with luck. And the person who offered me the opportunity said, like, why not, why not you do something? Because prior to that, I collaborated with a couple of local Malaysian Tamil artists, and he did quite well. And I just found an opportunity for myself, and I got into it, and as I told you, the only genre of music that I know is reggae. And your question, why I have that old Indian twist, because this is what I learned, from a very early age, which is to always be proud of the identity. And I mean, even if the world is diverse, a lot of communities in the world, they live in a very diverse community. And I believe that it's important sometimes being Asian, we represent, the whole, because Asia is very colorful, you've got all sorts of people live in Asia. And I think it's important for me as an Asian to represent Asia, because I am trying to show the west part of the world, or where the heartland of reggae music, which is Jamaica.
Jamaica.
That I am different. I'm not another artist from another part of the world who is trying so hard to be Jamaican or trying so hard to sound Jamaican. Okay, even when you hear me rap and sing, I sound as Asian as possible. But
Yeah.
it just has that my voice tone or my attitude or the way I write my lyrics that brings you the whole Jamaican reggae experience. But everything else is Asian, and I love doing it because it is fun. It is fun when you put a bit of what you represent in what the world listens to. So that's all I did, and that's how it came about.
Yeah, I was just listening to your song, which was "Hello India." It was very
Yeah,
colorful. You shot near India Gate, I think
yeah,
it was,
yeah,
and yeah, it has that Indian touch to it. Plus, it's all reggae as well.
yeah. We had a big
Okay.
drama filming that video.
Oh, what was the drama?
So you see, I didn't know that. I mean, I think I knew, but I kind of told myself to ignore it, which was India Gate is basically a restricted area after the 2008 Mumbai terrorists, that whole
Right.
attack that happened, because the Taj Lands End Hotel is just there, right in front of the India Gate.
Yeah.
Right? So I didn't know. So what we did was, my team, we just decided to go there at 6 in the morning for the sunrise and film something and get something doing. So we were just doing our thing. I was walking, we were filming, I was singing, I was rapping. And halfway, when we finished, we got into our car. As we were leaving, I think we were going to South Mumbai. We were crossing the Worli Bridge, and suddenly my brother gets stopped by the CBI.
Oh, CBI.
I'm not joking. There was one in front of us and one behind us. And I freaked out, you know. Then these guys go around like, they came to us like, what are you boys doing, you know, carrying cameras? We've been watching y'all from 6 in the morning. I said, sir, for 4 hours you've been watching us. Why you just stop us? No, we just wanted to see what you guys were doing and where were y'all going. And then we came out, we said, I'm from Malaysia, I'm a singer, you know, and I'm filming this. And I told them it's important for me to film here because my song is called Hello India. And then the officer actually heard the song in the car we were traveling. I said, you listen to this is my song. You know, we were recording the video and the song is called Hello India. And he said, oh, okay, that's very good. And he said, okay, you guys can take your camera, but please next time if you all want to do this, please apply for the permit because...
Yeah, you know, in India it happens.
I just told him, sir, I'm just having some fun.
Yeah, definitely. Like even I was stopped a lot of times when I was vlogging, you know, everybody sees the camera, they get really nervous.
Yeah.
Right. So your new album, Second Wave, is coming out, and
My second wave, January.
I've read a little bit about it, and it says, you know, it has to give some hope for the audiences around the COVID pandemic. Tell us a little bit about what was the inspiration behind the name Second Wave, because Second Wave, when you hear about it, it's like, you know, there is another wave coming in with COVID, but this one is positive. So
so basically the album is called My Second Wave. So it's My Second Wave. So why I came up with the whole concept is, see, being who I am today, a couple of months ago, I released a song called Daddy Don, which is a song that was tribute for fathers around the world during the pandemic. Because I think a lot of fathers, I think suddenly a lot of mothers, everybody realized the importance of a father, a man figure in the family during this pandemic, you know. Because I think before this, everybody was taking life too easy, taking it for granted. You know, husband and wife can go out as they like. You know, kids at home with the maids and, you know, with the grandparents. So I think a lot of adults of my age have been taking life for granted to a certain extent. So when the pandemic hit, it has mainly affected my generation. I think the generation after me, college students and all, not much. Just, you know, I think they're happy not going to college. You know, and what happened was, I suddenly had this thinking after the song Daddy Don. I just felt that the amount of love and, you know, people were telling me, you know, so nice of you to do a song about fathers when nobody does song about fathers in this world. Probably Will Smith, you know, did one, just the two of us. You know, I can't recall any other artist, but I believe that it was important at that time. It did open my eyes, which is, I finally realized that people right now are kind of like giving up on what they were best at, because a lot of them felt like, you know, a lot of them read the news, pilots losing their job, corporations cutting down on, you know, on work, people working, you know, so it was very negative. Every time when the truth was being spoken, a lot of people were affected in different ways. Individuals perceive news, you know, based on who they are. I mean, where they come from, their background. So different news affects different people differently. So I knew that, you know, that the solution to the world is probably the pandemic to be over, and, you know, people can go back to work, people can go back and do their job. So what I realized was, why not? What I do best is music. And, you know, besides I have my other side of my life being an advertiser, I thought, let's put everything on hold. Let's focus on something that I've not given much time in the recent years, you know. 2 years ago, I did a song with Anuradha Sriram called ABCD, and that kind of gave me so much hope at that time. And then when I came up with Daddy Don, that song gave me some confidence. now I realized I wanted to just take this out to the people, and that's where I realized that in my first wave, which was my first 20 years, my first 2 decades of music, I probably had the best life. Not just me, but this probably a lot of you will share it with me too. Life was different. We can travel as we like. We can go anywhere. We didn't see any shutdown. We have not experienced something like this in our lifetime.
Different.
And when this came in, I finally realized it is a huge change. And probably everybody is going through that second wave for themselves if they really think about it. Before this 2020, it was phase one. The whole life, whether you're 30, 40, or 50, that was your phase one of planet Earth, And now we are in phase two of planet Earth. And that's why I decided to call it my second wave, because as we say, it's a total different new world. Total different challenges. Everything is different. Even I can't think when would I travel to India next, when I have to go to India soon, to shoot videos, to do collaborations, but it's not easy anymore as it used to be. So that is why I felt my second wave is to give people one thought, which is so important. It is that point in life where for people in the world, we got to put our differences aside. We have to put our self-centeredness aside. We have to put our ego aside. This is the time where we learn how to collaborate with people we know and don't know. People can't be thinking of getting rich and richer and richer because, there is no limit to how rich one wants to become. But I think the world can now look out for others and collaborate and make more people live better, So, I have this whole idea that we look out for one another. And that's the whole idea about my second wave. So I've got different songs that give you different thoughts about situations. And, it's not very deep. I don't go deep, it's meaning, like I just put a new song out called Humpty Dumpty. And that is also just to bring some fun in life, but it has a beautiful message in it. So yeah, so that's why I called it my second wave, because I think everybody is living in their second phase.
That's a wonderful thought. And as you mentioned about fathers, the next question is, so we know that your father wasn't aware of your singing career while you were releasing your first album, and he got to know about it from the newspaper. And how was your reaction to that?
So that was funny because there was a time when I never had a handphone yet, So I remember he had to come to the university and intercom from down. So I'm in my hostel. I just came back after class. I knew I had an article in the newspaper that day, but I was so paranoid because it's the paper that he reads first thing in the morning.
Okay? What a coincidence.
What a coincidence. And it was a beautiful article. So he did not realize. See, the thing is that he flipped the paper. I think when he passed the entertainment section, he ignored it because he's not into entertainment news.
Right.
So probably he didn't notice me. A friend of his called him and said, Chandran, you see your son in the news? Visit your son in the Straits Times today. And it's like, my father's like, I don't think so. Why? He actually took the paper and looked back again and, he was shocked. He was mind blown. You know what he did? He actually drove to the university and looked for me and wanted to have my answer, my reason on what's going on. He's expecting me to study and, do what I have to do for them. But it took some time to understand what I was actually trying to do. Yeah, but it didn't go so well in the beginning.
You were studying to become an engineer, right?
Yeah, I finished. I completed, and of course I failed 1 year and extended, but I finally got it done.
That was a crazy story.
Yes, it was.
So like you have been creating a bit of a unique genre in reggae, and adding a bit of more, I would say, towards Indian audiences as well. You're targeting. Yeah. Do you have any more plans or anything related to India in the coming future? Anything related to?
I think I've got a very, very beautiful plan that is coming. So before I tell you the big plan, let me tell you a plan that I have for the South Indian segment, which is a Tamil speaking segment. Um, my career boomed 20 years ago because of this one song called Anbe. Anbe, which means my love. If you go to YouTube, you can actually check the original version. And even in the comment section, you can see people across 10, 12 years commenting. People who commented 12 years ago and they comment today again. Wow, still listening to this and still listening to that. I felt that my second wave deserves a treat of this song, which is a whole remake of it. So I remade the song. I worked with a very talented producer who is based out of Australia. He's actually Sri Lankan, but lives in Australia. His name is Dio, but now he's in Singapore. Mm-hmm. So I worked with Dio, and he remixed the whole track and rearranged it. And I feel very certain that that song is a very beautiful bilingual song which has both Tamil and English, a lot of Tamil and a bit of English. And I think that this song is ready to be reintroduced to the world. And I want to really take this to the Tamil-speaking community across the globe, because this song was enjoyed by people in Malaysia, Singapore. This song took me to, for the first time, even to perform in Mauritius and Maldives. And because there are Tamil-speaking people there, and I felt that I wanted to take this song back to the new generation. People of the second wave. The community who are important for 10, 15, 20 years from today, and I want to tell, I want to be like uncle to them, yes, I don't want to be a bro,
I want to be the cool uncle.
Yeah, I want to be the cool uncle, Uncle Don, so, and because you look at how Snoop Dogg and Dr. Dre and all these people, they were my seniors, right? But today people look at them, yeah, they are veterans, but the most highly respected in the hierarchy of hip hop, right? So I don't want to be respected or not. That comes from people's hearts. But to me, I just want to make sure that I play my role right. I don't want to be 42 and still trying to be 21, 22, and trying to be cool, young. Come on, I'm a dad, and I want my daughter to see me as that dad figure, and I want children to see me as that uncle figure, because I think there are too many bros and sisters in the music industry, Yeah, correct. So I just felt that, for a change, that is what I want to do. That is what I want to come out and be for the world that I'm living in, and for the world that I'm making my music for. And then my second project, that is also a very beautiful project, I collaborated with a very important singer from India. I know India has got a lot of singers, from north to south, east of west. I always tell myself this, right? There is music in everybody's gene in India. In your genetics are formed with music, with spiciness, food, the best spices from around the world. So they say, that they say that the Indian blood is always strong and mighty. So I believe that, in particular, Indians from India has got a lot of music in them. So I had this opportunity to collaborate with India's first idol, Abhijit Sawant.
Abhijit Sawant, yeah,
oh. Yeah.
That's gonna be big.
Yeah, so you see, he's of my generation. He's a father as me, like me. I met him in Malaysia 3 years ago. So he was down to perform for a company that is based out of India. They brought their entire work staff people to Malaysia. 200 over people visited Malaysia to celebrate their year-end and annual party, company party, So Abhijit performed, they actually flew Abhijit and his team down, and I knew his manager, Batson, and Batson got in touch with me, and we said, okay, we're going to hang out, I'm going to come back, and we're going to definitely hang out. So we met, I think the second last day, and I met Abhijit, and we automatically became friends. We had so much in common. He was such a cool guy. And then I realized that we are of the same age, and I think there's so much in common between me and Abhijit. We took some time, I wanted him to see what I was doing, and I was also witnessing what he was doing as an artist, as a singer. So I realized that at this point of time, when I said about collaborations just now, I think collaborations got to mean a lot. So by me collaborating with Abhijit, I just feel that I'm able to have some fun, at the same time share this fun with the people of India and Hindi listening
Audiences.
people who listen Hindi songs around the world. So it's a bilingual song. So you have Abhijit singing in Hindi and myself in English. I do this whole ragamuffin rap, and the song is called Jani Jana, and um, it's about how I come to Mumbai to find this girl who I desire, and basically she's a girl who is from a holy and a party family.
Oh, okay. I see that you are a very big on collaborations and you keep collaborating with multiple
Yeah,
artists, from coming from different genres.
yeah,
So you have recently collaborated with a young artist who's
yeah.
Ellie, who's the
Eli,
rapper in.
Eli,
Sorry,
Eli, Eli.
Eli. Oh, sorry.
Yeah,
So you have collaborated with Eli on this song, which is
Humpty
Humpty
Dumpty.
Dumpty. So
Yeah.
tell us a bit about how was the experience collaborating with.
Okay, to be very honest, this is the first time after working with so many big artists from around the world or even from my country. My last big collaboration was with Anuradha Sriram. Even Daddy Don, it was just me, myself, and Humpty Dumpty. I wanted to make a difference. So a lot of people have this perception. Every time when Sasi wants to make a song, there's going to definitely be some form of collaboration or something big. So people's expectations were going wild. After working with Apache Indian, after working with Shag, after working with Dr. Alban, after working with Maxi Priest, people thought I had to go bigger and bigger. People were expecting Sean Paul, people were expecting Damian Marley. I mean, of course, I would love to, but every collaboration, you need to have an objective, right?
Yeah.
The reason why I work with those three artists is because I grew up listening to them, To me, it means a lot. So what happened was when I came to Humpty Dumpty, it was a challenge because I was figuring out, should I feature an artist or just do it all myself? Then I thought, I'm calling it my second wave, and I'm thinking, where we support each other. Who do I support? That's when I launched this rap contest after the release of Daddy Don. After 2 months, I dropped this rap contest, which basically I didn't know what I was going to promise the winner, but I just wanted to connect with new talents from Malaysia. So I actually took the instrumental of Daddy Don, put it on Instagram, and I challenged the kids out there to say that, everybody believe in themselves, show me what you got. And in about 10, 12 days, I had about 140 entries. People were just tagging me on Instagram. And from all those entries, then I discovered this guy, E.L.I, which I was like, whoa, is this guy Malaysian? Where is this guy from? I couldn't believe that, this guy sounded, actually, to be honest, I thought he sounded like Snoop Dogg. And I was like, this guy had this old school Snoop Dogg tone to it. And I somehow got his contact when I was doing Humpty Dumpty. Because when I did that rap contest, I did not announce the winner because there were so many people that were good. And when it came to Humpty Dumpty, then I remembered, this boy, I should get his number and call him. So somehow I called some people and I got his number. I called him and he thought it was a prank. He didn't believe that I was calling him. I said, my brother, let's change our call to a video call. And then when he saw me, he was like, whoa, my God, he was shocked that it was actually me calling him. And I told him that, that I have a song and I want to put you on it. And I don't know what you're going to sing yet, but there's something about your voice that I see in the song. And can you come to the studio next week? And, I want to just jam with you and see what we can come up with. So this guy actually wrote something and came, and so I could see that he put initiatives and he was actually taking a step ahead working with me. So when he came, we just connected. He was a very simple boy, with no any great opportunity given. And, I felt good that all this while when I work with big artists, this is probably what they felt about me at that time. You know, when Apache Indian worked with me in 2004, I was literally nothing, bro. You know, I was just an artist in Malaysia who was working hard, trying in between job. You know, I had a full-time career with an advertising agency. Then at the same time, you know, I was thinking how to take myself larger than life. And then I connected with Apache Indian, and then Apache Indian connected with me. And, you know, he didn't have Instagram or Facebook at that time to see how many followers or how many likes or this I get. You know, there's nothing. It was totally out of respect, you know, understanding he believed in me and he opened the doors for me. So I feel so good that I could do this for E.L.I. today, because this is important. Probably he's not the last. Probably I will open more doors, because you know what? It's so fun to see their friends resonate to the opportunity given to him. You know, and that's the most beautiful thing, because I did not see that coming. When I worked with E.L.I, I just only focused on him. I forgot that he had friends. I forgot that he had family. I forgot that he had people who believed in him. But when he did it and we put it out, and suddenly I see all his friends connecting with me, 21-year-old, 20-year-old, 19, 18, you know, all these young, new people who are discovering me, who probably thought before this I was a very serious uncle. You know, and now for them, like, I'm an elder brother, you know.
Yeah.
You know, and I think the experience, the attention, and the appreciation, it feels so good, and I feel so satisfied being an artist. You know, it's not about just working with popular people. You know, sometimes if it's all about the popular people, then when are the young people going to become popular?
Exactly.
You know what I mean?
Yeah,
So
yeah,
I think that's very, very important. So I learned that, and I realized that I'm keeping to my words and my promise of my second wave. And so that's how I worked with E.L.I, and that's how it all came about.
Definitely. Like, I think it's very beautiful the way that you got the chance to work with the big ones, and now
Yeah,
that you are the big guy, now
yeah,
you are giving that exposure to the younger ones.
yeah. Of course,
So
because you see, if E.L.I is 24, in 20 years' time, I'll be 62 and he will be 44.
yeah,
You know, and probably he will be at like his peak at that time. You know, and you know, and I will be this grandpa Don at that time.
grandpa. No.
With my walking stick, and I'll be sitting down and looking, you see this boy? You know what I mean? Yeah.
Yeah, I made him.
Yeah, I made him.
Well, thank you so much, Sachi, for it was a lovely interaction.
Brother, thank you so much for having me,
Thank,
and I
thank
really
you.
appreciate this, and hope to speak again soon.